What do you mean? What is the corpus delicti?
What is your understanding of what corpus delicti is?
That is the corpus delicti is the law that's saying that there is a crime that's being committed. So in order to do that, you have to show the corpus delicti, which is you saying this is what happened. This is how this person was damaged.
So
There is no
the
person.
officer on this day, on these dates, because I got a lot of them, said that
I
you
object.
drove.
I object. You're the
Don't
officer
interrupt.
works.
Don't interrupt
Okay,
me.
I
Don't
apologize,
interrupt.
Your Honor.
Welcome back to your favorite YouTube channel where no one is above the law. Today we have another opportunity to sit in on another proceeding concerning a case with another sovereign citizen. And the judge that this particular sovereign citizen is before is a veteran when it comes to these types of cases. So what is this sovereign citizen going to be able to say to win his case? Can he win his case against a judge like this? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's to roll the footage.
What is your date of birth, Mr. Gray?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. 72 is my date of birth. I have a.
Can you say that again? Go ahead, say what you were about to say.
I have a motion before the court, Your Honor.
Let me first start. Do you need a lawyer, sir?
No, Your Honor.
City of Detroit versus Christopher Gray. State your name for the record, please.
Christopher Lamar Gray.
All right, today is the date and time set for a pretrial, and then there's warrants on the other matters. I'm going to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. I'm going to give you a $0 bond. And I'll recall the warrants. What is your motion, sir?
I have a motion to strike and dismiss.
What are the bases?
Basis of federal rules of civil procedure. Number one, there's no claim. There's no ratification of the claim.
There is a claim. There is a. Do you want me to read out I waived the reading of the information. You want me to read the allegations that have been made into the record? Do you need me to do that?
No, I don't. No, I don't, Your Honor.
I deny your motion on that basis. What else do you have to say? What else?
You deny my motion because of what, Your Honor?
Yes.
There is no real.
I deny your motion because there is a and this is criminal procedure, not civil procedure. But I denied your motion because there is an allegation here.
You're saying, Your Honor, you're saying this is a criminal matter?
Yes.
Okay, well then we need the corpus delicti. And so that's what I'm asking for. If there was a criminal matter, basically what you're telling me is that something has happened, someone has either been damaged or someone has been or either someone has been damaged or someone has something has been come up missing. And if that's the case, then that means that there is a crime. And if there's a crime, then there is what do you have that's saying that I did the crime? What you're saying that I created this crime that hurt this person. And if I hurt this person and I created the crime, then a third thing that you have to have is the identification of the person. You have the identification of the person, which is me, but you don't have a person saying that they were hurt or damaged, or the crime that's saying what I did to hurt or damage the person. So how do you have a crime?
Okay. You went to law school?
No, Your Honor, I have not.
And where did you get that? Where did you get that from? Where did you learn all that?
I've been studying for quite some time, trying to understand what's going on. I have a different perspective as to what's being said that happened. I'm understanding more the the procedure that is necessary for a crime to go for them to bring a crime forward. I'm understanding that a bit more.
Christopher Gray definitely has a different sovereign citizen approach. As we can see, he doesn't do the whole Christopher Gray of the Gray family, or I'm the representative of Christopher Gray. And another thing that I noticed too is when Judge Perkins told him that he would put in a guilty plea form, we didn't hear Mr. Gray say, "I don't plead," which we hear a lot of sovereign citizens say. So he definitely has a different approach to how he's doing things. We see Judge Perkins denies his motion for the fact that, this is not a civil case, it's a criminal case. And when he heard Judge Perkins say that, then he said, we need to bring in a corpus delicti. And for those of you that don't know what corpus delicti is, it's just the facts and circumstances constituting a breach of law. And after he said all that, Judge Perkins asked him, what law school did he go to? And honestly, I think he took that as a compliment, but I don't think Judge Perkins meant it as a compliment.
And where did you get that understanding?
I've done some Cornell law studies. I've also sat down with a couple of friends who have had some issues. I picked up wherever I could, just started to study the law. I just started to go back through Cornell law, started to figure out what was going on and to understand the nature of how what a crime is and everything else. So just a course of me searching it out.
And you're citing Cornell law for all of that you just said to the court?
No, what I did, Your Honor, was I realized that one of the biggest portions that you have to have is you have to have the corpus delicti. And that is in when you're being charged criminally.
What is a corpus delicti?
What do you mean, what is the corpus delicti?
What is your understanding of what corpus delicti is?
That is the corpus delicti is the law that's saying that there is a crime that's being committed. So in order to do that, you have to show the corpus delicti, which is you saying this is what happened. This is how this person was damaged.
So,
there is no
the
person
officer on these dates, because I got a lot of them, said that
I object. I object. The officer works.
Don't interrupt me.
I apologize, Your Honor. I apologize, Your Honor. My apologies.
The officer says that you drove a vehicle that wasn't registered and wasn't titled, or titled and or untitled, that you drove without a valid driver's license, that you drove without valid insurance. Again, on a different occasion, they allege that you drove without a valid driver's license and no insurance. And then on a different occasion, they allege that you drove without unregistered or untitled or both, and drove without a valid driver's license, repeat offender, that you failed to have a trailer plate, and that you failed to secure a load on your vehicle. And on another occasion, on the same occasion that you failed to secure, that they allege you failed to secure the load, failed to have a trailer plate on your vehicle, that you didn't provide a valid driver's license. So those are the crimes. And in state of Michigan, whether you agree or not, they are crimes. So based on your motion and all of that stuff you talk about, corpus delicti and things like that, the court denies the motion. Okay, based on those reasons I just said. Now, how do you want to move forward? Because wait a minute, I'm not finished.
My apologies, Your Honor.
How do you want to move forward? Because in my experience, someone that comes into court, as you do, you do not want to take an offer. You do not believe that you need to have plates or registration or insurance. And you just disregard all of that portion of the law. And either you are going to move forward by having a trial, or you're going to take a deal. What do you want to do, sir?
Your Honor, first I want to put my objection on the record. And at that point,
whatever your objection is noted. What do you want to do, sir? Do you want a trial? You have two options: trial, or you want to take a deal.
Your Honor, I request a jury trial.
A jury trial.
A jury trial, yes, Your Honor.
Very well. Mrs. Mathis, I need a jury trial date. Please.
And if I may, Your Honor, what time is Mr. Gray presently docketed?
I don't even think it matters, but I'll tell you. I don't think it matters. He's got the newer cases and older cases are pre-trial at 8:35, Christopher Lamar Gray, and then he had some in warrant status. I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cases into the record.
What did I tell you guys? Didn't I tell you guys that he took that whole law school thing as a compliment? You see, he went into the whole Cornell law thing, and Judge Perkins had to prove to him, like, listen, you're bringing up corpus delicti, but the officers that are involved in this case, they absolutely allege that you have committed these crimes. And, you know, he got all proud and started talking about how he's been studying and so on and so forth, because I think he thought he had Judge Perkins in some type of jam, or maybe Judge Perkins recognized, you know, some type of good argument that he had, but that wasn't the case at all. Judge Perkins was just setting him up. And then we see Prosecutor Bowman and Judge Perkins have a little fun at Mr. Gray's expense.
You know what I want to ask Mr. Gray, and you can choose to answer it or not.
Yes, Your Honor.
But what I surmise and what I've heard, and I don't know if you're alleging the same thing, is that and you basically did allege the same thing, that no crime has been committed because no person has been, the people of the state of Michigan are in danger of you driving without the proper documentation or anything like that. But I don't, and I'm gonna surmise, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that you're gonna say that there's no jurisdiction to be able to pull you over because no one has been injured. Is that correct?
I think that what I'm saying is that the city of Detroit had an officer pull me over to say that you're not following these rules. And my stance is, okay, well, then that's fine. If we're following rules, then therefore, let me make sure that you as well as are following the rules, because if I don't do that, then freedoms are lost. So that is in which, that is the way that I proceed, to say, okay, well then, if we're playing cards and we playing show me yours, if this is your hand, then this is mine, and let's proceed accordingly to the law. That's it. That's my only standing, is if someone doesn't stand up every once in a while and define the edges, then they all disintegrate and people lose rights.
And you know something? With that being said, I would agree with you 1,000%. That's why I pride myself, and I hope I'm doing a good job for the citizens that come in here, and the police for that matter, and the prosecution, that I am calling the balls and strikes right. And if something doesn't proceed as it should, then I will dismiss the case one way or the other. But in my short time on this bench, and in my time at practicing law as a defense attorney, I get this, you know, they can't pull me over. I've heard the corpus delicti, first time the civil procedure has been thrown at me. But from the way I see it, is that you just don't feel that the police have a jurisdiction to pull you over for these issues. Is that correct?
Do I have again, Your Honor, what I feel is that if we are following rules, that if I have to follow the rules, and every person out there, all of these officers, everybody else has to follow the rules. So if it comes down to it,
what I'm gonna hope that you do by the time you come back on the trial date, jury trial date is gonna be March the 18th, 2025.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're probably gonna have an audience, because everybody follows me on these cases
Yeah,
all the time.
I understand.
All right, and I don't know if that's what you want, but we're gonna do that
It's not
audience.
that.
March the 18th, 2025. We're gonna have a final pre-trial date. Final pre-trial. This is to you, Mr. Bowman, especially the day before on February 17th, 2025 at 8:30. So Mr. Gray and Mr. Bowman, Mr. Bowman, I need you to have all your officers appear on that date. Who's ever going to state these allegations, so that we know that we're not just summoning the people of the city of Detroit to a jury that's not actually going to go. So all parties must appear, and that can be via Zoom. And the trial is going to be in person. All right. All parties must appear on final pretrial date and obviously on the trial date. And what I would implore you to do is you need to figure out the right game, because it doesn't sound like you're playing the right game.
I understand, Your Honor. I appreciate, first and foremost, let me say, I appreciate the dialogue. I appreciate you sitting here and engaging with me at this level. So I recognize what you're saying, and so I guess it's to the table we go. So
yeah, but get your game in order, because I'm just giving you a little heads up. If you come in with that game on the jury trial date, then more than likely you'll lose, unless you can find one of those jurors or a couple of those jurors, or even all of them, to have some sympathy for you, sir. I don't know.
I got a whole basis for understanding, and so yeah, if you know it.
Well,
it
that
is
basis
what it
that you outlined shortly today is not.
What was flawed in my what was flawed, Your Honor? What is
we
flawed
already
in
discussed it. We already discussed it. The federal rules of civil procedure that you brought up as a motion to dismiss, not the right basis. The corpus delicti, they do have a corpus delicti. They do have a crime that they say has been committed. And if you read the MCL, the Michigan court rules, and the Michigan statutes, then you'll see those crimes outlined there. They have them on the tickets. They got the statute numbers that are on the tickets. So that's not the right basis. So you're in a whole different ball game, and you need to come on to this ball game here.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I guess we will have that discussion again. I appreciate it. I also want to say I recognize and honor your compassion that you sit on the bench with. I see it as you go out here and you judge our people, and so for all of that, kudos, man. That's for where you sit. I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
I appreciate
Yes,
that,
sir.
Mr. Gray.
Yes, sir.
You have a
Yes,
safe
sir.
happy holiday season, sir. And
You as well.
best of luck to you. I'll see you back on March the 17th, 2025 at 8:30 for a final pretrial. And let me say this, let me add to the record.
Yes, Your Honor.
If there's any motions, those motions need to be in writing.
10 days within 10 days.
Let's put that on the record too, a motion date. Those motions need to be in writing. Have those motions to the court by February 14th, 2025. And the response will be February 21st, 2025. And I'll rule on those motions on the final pretrial date of 3/17/2025. Again, all parties must appear, Mr. Bowman, all right?
Listen, Judge Perkins made a great point in this case, and that's, when do you hold yourself accountable for the actions that you've done? Like, why do you think it's okay to be able to ride around without any legal documents, any insurance to cover if you get in an accident, God forbid, and somebody gets hurt, then you know, how does your theory work then? How does that person get paid? How does that person go to the hospital and take care of their hospital bills or medical bills after the fact? Like Judge Perkins made a great point, and he told him, listen, when you get ready to come for this trial, you better have a lot more evidence than what you have now, a lot better evidence, because if you don't, pretty much the same outcome you had today is the same one that you were going to get on that trial date. But as always, it is interesting to see what these sovereign citizens have to say. Corpus delicti or not, Cornell law or not, Mr. Gray learned today in Judge Perkins' courtroom that no one is above the law.